Well, viewer, this is what remains of the burnt out shed. Callum and I scavenged probably all the rest of the wood that was on the ground here so that that can go to the dump. So it's just up to the big digger now to break up that concrete slab and return it to being soil. You may remember that over there, around about here, there used to be an apple tree which fell over in the storm. Well, we've got this one still. So this one is in a pretty poor condition, a lot of ivy. But the biggest problem is that obviously at some stage a limb was torn off of it. So you can see the trunk down here. You can actually see through it because the trunk, or the branch that was torn off of it in a storm, has let all the water inside and it's rotting in there. I think, well, Joe and I both think it's going to go the same way as the other one. So my task for this particular day is to cut that down and take all of the branches to the front so that when I rent a flatbed truck to take the next load of stuff to the dump, I can take this with it. That main trunk though, if I can keep it, if there's any turning wood to be had out of it, great. If it's going to be firewood, just as good. But hopefully there's some solid stuff in there that I can turn or burn. But the branches, just too thin, spindly, not good enough. So the branch wood can go to the dump, trunk possibly keep. Anyway, I'll shove you on a tripod and get on with it. Well, if you remember my last video, which was a month ago, I put in a window, a plastic sheet window. It's still there. It hasn't blown out of shape. All good. So maybe that'll last for a few more weeks, months, whatever. Anyway, on we go. Oh, also, the compost pile seems to be shrinking, rotting down, unless it's being eaten by the animals, and no further damage to the bread oven, hopefully. Okay, on we go. Safety first. What could possibly go wrong? Fancies any mistletoe. A bit late. Never mind. You'll remember from previous videos, I heat up pretty quickly. So though it's only 4 degrees out here, I'm warm. So go and see Pit Blom. You won't regret it. Being a wood turner, the I'm always keen to find burrs, or in America, burls. That's probably one. These little things here, sort of growths on the side. Lots of interesting figure inside the wood. Most of the ones that I found on this tree, about the size of, well, a baby's fist. Speaking of babies, welcome Caden. Grandpa says hi. These little burrs, I'll keep a few of them, dry them out, give them a turn, see what happens. Who knows, maybe they could make a netsuke or something. On we go. Last big branch at the top is sort of angling in weird directions, given that the main trunk is tilting sort of in that direction. So I don't want to tackle that top branch in case it falls where it's not supposed to. So I'm going to do a relief cut on the bottom on that side, and then on this side I'll do the main cut. And I'm hoping that it falls that way, away from the pig pen into this, and then I can cut it up into smaller pieces. Let's see what happens. So you know I mentioned that I thought that it was a bit rotted inside. Well, it is. And if you can see in there, you can see that little hole, little round hole there, right next to it, is the guy who made it. So that's why the tree had to come down. Because it was being eaten from inside and rotted from inside, and if I didn't take it down, it would have fallen down. Okay, back onto the tripod. Yep. Back onto the tripod, and you can watch me cut up the rest of it. There's a piece out of the trunk near the bottom. You can see the rot in there. There's some holes here from more of those beetles having a good old chew, but you can see the thickness there. I'll give that a seal. Hopefully it won't crack too much, and then I'll throw it on the lathe and rough it out, see what happens. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea. Well, the trunk that's left, probably about 2.5 meters long, just over 2 meters. That's way too heavy for me to try and lift and drag into the colombage barn where I'm keeping anything else that might be useful. And there's not enough room in the pig pen. Well, maybe there is. I'll probably cut that in half. I might be able to move it then. Maybe squeeze it into the pig pen. The trouble is, if there's still any of those bugs in there, beetles, if they like eating wood, the last thing I want to do is to introduce them to all of my other nice beams. It'd be quite a dining party. So I'll cut it up. I'll see what I can do with it. I'm just going to go and have a look inside the pig pen. The cut that I was just doing, about 1/3 of the way into it. I'll finish that, see how heavy the first third is. Maybe I'll get the trolley and move it up to the colombage barn. And maybe the other 2/3 I can leave as one piece. The rule of thumb with green timber is leave it as long as you can, for as long as you can, because the cracking starts at either ends. So if you have 2/3 of that lump, and I only have to waste a couple of inches, a foot either end because of cracking, still get a decent amount of timber at the middle. Because that's apple, it cracks too fast, it's too brittle for building work. So I might use it for turning. We'll see. Get rid of this, get me gloves or back pocket, carry on. well, that's another piece which is solid all the way through and missing the core, so it won't crack so quickly. I'll take that back, seal it so it hopefully doesn't crack, throw it on the lathe and turn something. I think that says a bowl to me. Anyway, the rest of the wood that's there it's just got too many cracks and stuff, so I think we'll just leave that over with the other pile of wood on the side to dry out and turn it into firewood eventually. When the guy comes to do the landscaping, he can hopefully remove the stump and move those heavy pieces with his digger. So that's it for the moment. I'll clear up, go off and have some lunch. On to the next challenge later. Oh, don't forget, like, subscribe. I'm sure there's something else. Anyway, the algorithm will love us eventually. Bye for now. Oh, that's where the apple tree was. The good bit is in the pig pen behind. And that's the stump. So, stump there. First bit, which has got the broken off branch. And this bit has got a broken off branch as well. So, I didn't keep that. I just sawed off that lump there to turn the bowl out of. You can see all the broken off parts on that bit and the and the gaping cavity inside it. And this is another piece from that rotted out piece, section of trunk. And as we look down the slope, a bit tricky seeing the house at the end because of all of the branches of apple tree. Let's zoom in. There we go. So the next task, rent a van, flatbed truck, put all that on it, take it to the dump. And I'll just show you the other stuff. Actually, let's walk down here. So not only those branches to go to the dump, but Callum and I were clearing under this lean-to here, preparing for the septic tank going in. And we cleared off this sort of loading bank. You can see it's raised bit here. And we put the huge beams on top of some pallets where the straw used to be. So that's keeping them dry, hopefully. But we've got bags of compostable waste. And all of this stuff on the side here, and all of this straw with a plastic liner underneath it, broken up pallet. All of this has to go to the dump as well, along with all of this pile here. So that's going to be a busy day doing all of that. Anyway, as I say, off for some lunch. See you again on the next task.